Marriage is said to be about trust, about knowing your spouse so well you can learn their secrets. I used to think I trusted Sophia, my wife of 6 years. I once vowed to love and defend the woman sitting here now, scanning through first-class tickets to Santorini in our penthouse bedroom, unaware that I already know. I recline in my chair, the weight of my discovery bearing down on me. I know exactly who she's bringing with her, but I don't react. Not yet. I hear her gold bracelet clink as she absently glances at her phone, humming a song I used to love, a melody that now makes me sick. The way she locks her phone the moment I touch it, tilts the screen away. She's good. She thinks I don't know. She believes I'm the loyal husband who never questions her girls' nights out, her charitable events, her weekend getaways. I wonder, did she feel any guilt when she slipped into bed next to me that night? Did she even hesitate when she reeked of his cologne, sneering at the scent as if nothing had changed? I should have confronted her, demanded answers, forced the truth out of her. But that's not my way. No. Instead of emotional outbursts, I use strategy. Instead of letting her lies pile up like bricks in a house built on betrayal, I wait for the perfect moment to burn it all down. Because while Sophia may have been planning her escape for the past 6 months, I've been planning mine for 4 years. She sees me as just her husband, the safe, predictable man she married, the one she stays with because I'm reliable, stable. What she doesn't know is that when her father fell ill and their family trust was on the verge of collapse, he didn't turn to her for help. He turned to me. I am the trustee of her family's fortune, and she has no idea. The signs were always there. I could have seen them sooner. But love blinds us. Looking back, the first crack in our marriage wasn't a dramatic revelation. It was subtle. The way she deleted texts too quickly, the sudden interest in her appearance, the lingering scent on her skin that wasn't mine. I choked it down, ignored it, rationalized it, until I couldn't anymore. Sophia was never frugal, but once, she pretended to be. She used to ask for my opinion before making big purchases. Then suddenly she didn't. 5-star hotels, designer shopping sprees, extravagant dinners, none of them included me. I didn't say anything, not because I didn't know, but because I needed proof. And when I found it, it was worse than I ever imagined. Tonight's final confirmation came at dinner, she texted him. From across the table, she thought I wouldn't notice. Her phone hidden under her napkin, her breath catching just slightly when his name lit up the screen. But I noticed, and when she excused herself to the restroom, I pulled out my own phone and opened the app, the one that records every move on her shared accounts. Every transaction. Our savings had paid for a villa in Santorini, a villa for 2. She didn't even have the decency to wait until I was asleep before booking it. For months, I've watched her spin her web of lies, carefully crafting a future without me. A future funded by my hard-earned money and her family's wealth. But what she doesn't know, while she's been playing checkers, I've been playing chess. And now, the silent war begins. I won't stop her. That would be too easy. I'll let her pack her bags, let her board the plane, let her sip champagne on the flight thinking she's won, because when she lands, she'll have nothing. No penthouse, no trust fund, no secret savings, and certainly no boyfriend. By Monday morning, her perfect little world will come crashing down, and when she turns back, looking for the husband she betrayed, she won't understand how it happened. She'll only see the result of her own greed, reflected in the eyes of the man she underestimated. No yelling, no second chances, just the silent annihilation of everything she thought she had. The cold realization that the man she thought was weak held all the power. As they say, the devil is in the details. And I live there now. Best enjoyed quietly, smiling, and with the door closed. There's a particular calm that comes after devastation, but it's not the consoling kind of silence that brings comfort. It's the silence of absence, the lack of options, the lack of authority. Sophia is currently experiencing a lot of hope, and I want her to experience every bit of it, including the fallout. I can picture her sitting in the Santorini hotel lobby, her suitcase beside her, when the world stops spinning. Her family won't pick up. Her bank accounts are frozen. Her cards aren't working. And her phone is shaking in her fingers. Jason left less than an hour after she broke the news. He most likely gave her a pat, some phony sorrow, assured her they would work things out together, then abruptly had to return to the U.S. on an urgent flight, because when the money runs out, a man like Jason never stays. And I wonder, why is Sophia right where she left me? She experiences the betrayal she thought she was immune to. She learns that the man she chose over me was never going to save her. She was never the prize. At first, she'll deny it. Tell herself it's just a mistake. The bank will fix everything. Her mother will forgive her, but soon she'll realize none of that is true. Her family is speaking with their attorneys to ensure she never has financial access again. Her so-called friends are pretending she never existed. I'm sitting comfortably in our home, sipping my coffee, watching security alerts roll in. Her name has been removed from everything. Her car has been repossessed. By the time she returns, her apartment key won't work. Her financial accounts are locked. When the hardest moment finally arrives, she won't even have a place to return to in the United States. And that's when she'll understand. Not when Jason leaves. Not when she loses the money. She'll realize her biggest mistake the moment she lands at the airport, reaches for her phone, and calls every friend she has, only to get no response. Desperate, she'll hail a taxi with the last of her cash. She'll arrive at our penthouse, dragging her expensive suitcase behind her, gaze up at the glass doors, and expect everything to go back to the way it was. Instead, the doorman will greet her like a stranger. "Miss, you no longer have access to this building." The words will hit her harder than a slap. She'll fight, insist, use my name like it still holds any weight for her. But I made sure everyone here knows she is not welcome. And when she reaches for her phone, I'll answer, because I want to hear the precise moment she breaks. Her voice will brim with artificial sweetness, as if she hasn't betrayed me for the past 6 months. "Daniel, I need to talk to you." I'll sip my coffee, smile, lean back in my chair. If you don't, I'll end the call. And Sophia Bennett will be homeless by nightfall. She'll sit on the curb staring up at what was once her home, trying to comprehend how she went from high society to having nowhere to go. Then her mother will call, not to console her, not to offer support, but to say, "You've humiliated this family for the last time. Your belongings will be sent to you. Do not contact us again." Click. And just like that, Sophia Bennett's life is over. The woman who thought she was untouchable. The woman who believed I was too weak to defend myself. The woman who deceived the only person who ever truly protected her. Gone. The world will forget her quickly. But in the meantime, I'll step onto my balcony and breathe in the night air. Finally free. This isn't just revenge, it's justice. Sophia recently learned the most expensive lesson of her life. Never mistake a quiet man for a weak one, because the silent ones are the ones you should fear the most. There's a kind of peace that follows revenge. No more calculations, no more watching. Sophia is gone. Her family disowned her. Her reputation is ruined. Her money is frozen. And now, for the first time in years, I wake up to a world without her. No forced smiles, no whispered lies, just freedom. I step into my kitchen. No perfume lingers in the air. No designer bags clutter the counters. Everything is exactly where it should be. I pour my coffee and step onto the balcony. For the first time in months, I breathe without anger. Without resentment, I'm still here, and she's gone, and as the media devours the scandal, as high society paints me as the betrayed husband who took the high road, I remain exactly where I belong, untouched. Sophia, on the other hand, is drowning. She's lost everything, and just as I predicted, a week after returning to the U.S., she shows up at my office. Not at the penthouse. She knows better than that. She stands in my doorway, eyes bloodshot, wearing what remains of her once luxurious wardrobe. Daniel, can I have 5 minutes? I meet her gaze. The once confident socialite, now small, desperate. You have 30 seconds. She hesitates. It wasn't about another man, Daniel. It was... She swallows hard, scrambling for an answer, searching for some way to twist this into something she can still salvage. I sigh. You want the truth? I say, voice flat. You weren't losing yourself. You just thought I was going to save you. Her hands tremble. Daniel. I shake my head. We're done, Sophia. You don't exist to me anymore. Her face shatters. This is worse than rage, worse than revenge. This is indifference. I press the intercom. Security, escort this woman out. Not Sophia, not my wife. This woman. She flinches at the words but turns away. She doesn't look back, and I exhale. Finally, there's nothing left to erase. As the weeks pass, her name fades from conversations. The tabloids move on. The world forgets. But I thrive. My empire grows. My reputation soars. I have everything I need, and best of all, she will spend the rest of her life knowing she lost the only man who ever truly made her world whole. And I won't waste another second thinking about her. Because when it comes to powerful men, we don't just forget. We erase. And Sophia Bennett, she is nothing more than a ghost.